Also, I guess another reason why I'm doing this is because I want to see how my voice sounds. I really hate my voice, especially like in front of like a camera or any sort of recording device. Like I like listen back and I'm like, wow, is this the voice I decided to use today? I don't think it's really unusual. I think a lot of people get really freaked out whenever they like listen back to their voice and they're like, I'm 100% more annoying than I ever thought I could be. And that's how I feel. But I thought that I would give you a little tour of my room before I leave. So let's go. This will only take about 2 seconds. But basically I live in Carlisle, which is right by Union Square. And I have this entire room basically to myself because no other roommate decided to move in with me for the new semester for study abroad. But here I begin. This is basically all my like junk and like suitcases and clothes and whatnot. And you see my laundry hamper, my dresser, which I now use both of them. And here's my TV, technically David's TV, David who's studying abroad, so you wouldn't be able to see him, but here's Kristen Wiig on Saturday Night Live, and I love whenever she's that character. My tapestry and lighting, courtesy of Yanni. Oh, my flipped pillow, blah, blah, blah. My desk, which is why I was incredibly yellow in that shot. And a couple pictures of people that I really like. But that's basically it. And there's some of the kitchen area. And my suite mate is living right next door. So my train isn't coming for another 6 minutes. Usually I can take any of these trains, but for this specific one, for LaGuardia, I have to take the R train. And on weekends, the subway doesn't run as regularly. But I guess I'm sitting literally in the middle because one, no one is here, so I'm not really in anyone's way, and two, my greatest fear is getting pushed into the subway, which would be pretty tragic. So I guess like the hardest thing about doing all of this is that I have to vlog in public. It's really hard because I hate when people are staring, and it seems kind of weird, but out of everywhere to vlog, I guess this would be it, because everyone in New York City is on their own time schedule. They don't have enough time to care, and the fact that someone is taking like even a couple seconds to care for some reason really bothers me. But this is the city that doesn't give a fuck, and I'm doing this for myself. I'm not doing it for them. So unfortunately, LaGuardia does not have free internet. I shouldn't even say unfortunately, like I should have known, like this is LaGuardia, it's a mess. So in the meantime, instead of watching House of Cards season 4, and I'm already on episode 9 and there's only 13 episodes, and I think it's only been released like a week, but you know, I am instead going to attempt to edit. And it's going to be really bad quality, but you know, I'm trying. So we have about half an hour before we start boarding. And I'm pretty excited to just go home already and get out of this airport. Hopefully we'll be boarding soon. Yay guys, I just edited my first vlog, which is actually not as stressful as I thought it'd be. It was actually really nice to just kind of like look back at the memories of everything that happened yesterday and kind of like weirdly relive them. Well, honestly, because I'm stuck at this boring airport, looking at pictures and footage of Central Park is probably going to be a lot more exciting.
already started passing out all the drinks and snacks, and I got my whole thing situated with my iced coffee. I'm getting ready to watch Spotlight, which I'm really, really excited about. Ever since it won the award at the Oscars, I've been really interested because it's about journalism, which is my thing, you know? So, let's see. Check back in later. So I'm really hoping that the audio cooperates with me more because it's either too loud and it's popping or it's too quiet and you can't hear. But we have about an hour left on this flight. I'm pretty excited to be home and be in Houston weather and experience 80-degree weather finally. So that'll be exciting, and I'm hoping there will be no delays or anything like that. It's been a pretty smooth flight so far. A couple of bumpy turbulence, but for the most part, pretty great. So I just finished the film Spotlight, and I guess I wanted to give like a brief view about my thoughts. And by brief, I mean I'm going to be ranting crap ton. And so if you guys don't know, Spotlight is about a group of investigative reporters at the Boston Globe in the early 2000s who uncovered a case of children, boys mostly, but also girls, that were sexually abused by priests in the Boston area, and uncovering this scandal basically. And the team is called Spotlight, so that's why the film is named Spotlight. What an incredible film. It was really difficult for me to watch because I'm a person of faith and I'm also a journalist, and I find my identity in both of these. So it was really interesting to kind of explore that tension, but I was really intrigued by the story, and one of my favorite types of beats is investigative reporting, doing long-term reporting. But I mean, what an incredible film, and an incredible job to Mark Ruffalo and Michael Keaton's character. They didn't make the journalists seem perfect, and we often aren't. And I thought it was really balanced in the way that they showed where journalists are at fault. And I think that's really true. I think today a lot of people underestimate the news power, but also we have an incredible unfavorable view in a lot of people's eyes, and not for bad reasons, but for very good reasons. And I feel like this film really reminded me about why I want to do journalism, because it really showed that the news is hard. The news and the truth it's not easy. It's not easy to uncover, and you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle hearing these stories and not getting attached. You're going to struggle because you don't know whether a story is worth pursuing or not, and often when you find a story you realize it's actually a completely different story instead. But like, I want to do this. I want to report the truth, and I want to make the truth the spotlight of my stories. I want to be a journalist. I want to impact the world. I want to impact these communities, and we need to be telling the stories that haven't been told yet. I mean, who gives a crap if it's hard? These stories deserve to be told, and in this storyline, these stories went untold for decades, and even today there's stories that haven't been told. There's so many, I'm sure. But I want to be part of that. I want to be part of uncovering these stories, these truths, and a character in this film said it perfectly. He said, this is why we do it. We do it not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. It's necessary that our community knows the truth about what's going on around them. And I want to be part of that. I want to be part of that. I want to be part of telling the truth to the community. I want to be part of sharing these stories. That's why I want to be a journalist. So it was a fantastic film. Guys, everyone should check it out. It was amazing. I can see why it won Best Film at Oscars. So Jonah said he's about 5 minutes away, which really, really has me psyched, because that means I am so close to being at home with my family. It was a pretty easy process in the airport to get around. I actually haven't been to George Bush International Airport in a long time, so that was nice to be in it, I guess. But I forgot how hot Houston is. I believe it's only like a little bit above 70, but Houston is incredibly humid, so you always have to add basically like 10 degrees to whatever it actually is. But it's nice. Like the humidity is like a nice, like sloppy, wet, gross welcome home hug from Houston. It's kind of a weird way to describe it, but it's such like a signature Houston thing. So I appreciate it. So Joda just picked me up. Yeah, and it is beautiful today.
Out here in H-Town.
Yeah, out here in H-Town. But we're talking about how many people are back, and it's just basically us and Anish. But hopefully I'll be able to head up to Austin and see like John and Tiffany. But it's been nice hearing how well Jonah's been doing. And do you want to tell them about your new job?
I've been serving more at this new place called Grazia Italian Kitchen. We make way more money than any other job that I've been at, so that's good.
And it won an award at the rodeo, right?
It did, won Best Bites for their boneless short rib. Very good.
It's an Italian restaurant, so they're basically like going above and beyond. So you guys should check it out, and you should tip Jonah a lot in case you see him.
Yes.
So Jonah just dropped me off, and my dad is just like working in the yard. So I'm gonna go ahead and surprise him. You can see him right there. I'm gonna come up behind him and see his reaction and see what he's gonna say. Dad.
Hey.
Hi. Yeah,
Huh?
I did. I came home for break.
So exciting, huh?
Wow. I wanted to come and surprise you guys.
Huh?
Yeah, I wanted to come and surprise you guys.
What told Mommy asked you, you said you would not come home.
I know, I wanted to surprise you guys. I wanted to let you guys know I didn't want to tell you guys ahead of time. Vicky. Vicky. Oh, bye, Paul. Hi. Yeah. Hi. I was like, hi. 我Gigi 买了那个没有告诉妈妈。哎呦，哎呦，妈。What? Hi, Mom. I didn't tell you that I came home.
Wow, so surprised. She bought her own ticket.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Rachel!
Hi.
I thought you said you weren't coming for spring break.
I surprised everyone by coming home. We ended up at Olive Garden, where I guess one of Jenna's friends is.
Yeah.
A boyfriend. I mean a guy friend named Ethan. Named Ethan.
Don't be weird.
What the heck is this? Got some weird decor now. So whenever we play Mario, I'm always Luigi. And then Vicky always gets to be Mario. It's always like that. So it's like 2 a.m. Maybe like 3 a.m. because of daylight savings time. I'm not sure. But I just finished having an awesome conversation with my mom. And it kind of reminded me about like what I was looking forward to all break, to just have those conversations with my mom, to just like be completely, totally honest and frank with her about how this like semester has been going. And like, you know, I look forward to that time every week to like call and like talk to my family, but actually being able to see them and see their faces and see their smiles, like it just like made it all worth it. All this like trouble of trying to get home and whatnot. So I'm just really happy to have those like Mario Kart times and those personal times with mom and dad, and I don't know. And tomorrow's gonna be Jaren's birthday, so it's gonna be an event-filled spring break, and I'll check in tomorrow.